All right, this may be one of the worst ideas, one of the worst that I've heard in a long time when it comes to DC. All right, now this is another Jeff Snyder in Snyder scoop again. And I don't like to report on scoops, but this one was kind of running rampant on X the other day, and I felt, look, I'm going to talk about it. You guys love talking about DC news and rumors and speculation, so I'm going to talk about it. This one is stating that Barry Keoghan's Joker is going to have his own series. Yes, a Barry Keoghan Joker series is rumored to be in the works. The series will be set between Batman 2 and Batman 3. Now, this is within the Matt Reeves Batman universe. It's unclear whether the series is being developed for HBO or for Max. And it's also stating that Keoghan, his Joker, will briefly appear in the Batman 2. Okay. My thoughts on this may get some people a little upset. First off, I think his Joker is horrendous. I know he had a brief scene in the Batman, and I thought it was terrible. I thought it was not good. It was not good. It just wasn't. I think the design is probably one of the worst designs that we've seen. His portrayal, his acting, I think was fine, but the look, the aesthetic, whatever. Granted, you don't see a lot of it, but it's not good. It's just not good. I think it's bad. Now, the idea of doing a Joker series. Look, the Joker has been done to death. And I'm not saying this because we just had two Joker films, one massively successful and one massively disappointing. But let's go through the history of Batman, okay? I mean, Batman, 89, Joker. The Dark Knight, Joker. Jared Leto, Joker. It seems like every iteration of Batman that we've had on the big screen has had a Joker pop up. Besides that, we've had Adam West had his Joker. We've had Jokers in animation in many forms. We had a Joker of sorts on DC Titans, the DCU Titans show. In a way, I think he was just dead, but he was shown. Again, we see time and time again, Joker is always there. I think it would be beneficial to Matt Reeves, to this Batman universe, to just stay away from him. Stay away from the Joker. We don't need him. Be original. Do something more than giving us the Joker again. I get it. The Joker is enticing, is exciting and cool, but the rogue gallery of Batman is chock full of characters that some of them could use a little more love and, make them something new, make them something exciting. Yeah, everybody always talks about Mr. Freeze and we want Mr. Freeze. And I always shoot back why do you want Mr. Freeze? Well, his story is amazing. He's got one story, one thing that makes him interesting, and that's because the love of his life was dying, and he's trying to find a cure. So he froze her, and then because of that, that's his story. It's one story. It's not that deep. Sure, it's interesting, but it's not that deep. You could take Mr. Freeze and expand his story. Do something more with it. Make him more interesting. There are other characters. Clayface is a great character. I know there's been a lot of talk about that. There's so many other types of characters in the rogue gallery that you could take and just do so much more things and so many different things with than treading the same old territory that we've tread so many times before already. And that's the problem I have with them doing something like this. The Penguin series was another one. Penguin was utilized on that Gotham series. And I actually was like, okay, so we just had a whole series about Penguin. basically, because he was one of the main characters in that show. And then they're going to do another show about the Penguin. Okay, this show is ending just in a day. But when that show ends, people loved it. It was a great show. That's fantastic. But the Penguin is a character that, wasn't really shown a lot of love over the years, besides that Gotham show. So I get it. That's fine. But the Joker has been everywhere in media. From video games to animation to live action, in your face constantly. And we have so many different iterations of him already. Why not give some of the other rogues the same type of love? It doesn't mean you can't use Joker down the line again. Just kind of put him to the side for a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I just think this is a bad move. I just think that they need to retire the Joker just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Again, besides the fact that I think this Barry Keoghan version looked terrible, besides that, I think they just need to retire him. I get that he's an important part to the Batman lore, but you don't need to have it part of every single Batman story. That's the thing. There can be Batman stories without the Joker. We've seen it done how many times through the comics? So we don't necessarily need it within the Matt Reeves universe. That's my thought. That is my opinion. Again, we don't know if we're going to even get him in a DCU, but my hope is that if they do add him to the DCU, he isn't a main part of the DCU. Have him as a side villain. Don't have him as the main villain for Batman. If they happen to bring him in, I just don't want to constantly see Joker all the time. There are so many other villains. There are so many other rogues in the Batman Rogue Gallery that you don't need Man-Bat. Give us Man-Bat. Come on, I've been asking for Man-Bat for freaking decades. Give us Man-Bat. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think there's any truth to this? Do you think they're going to go this route? We know that they're probably going to expand and do another 1 or 2 series for Max, especially with how well the Penguin did. Zaslav's going to be like, give us some more of that money. Come on. So they're going to want to do another HBO Max show. So what do you think? Do you think they're going to go Joker? You think they're going to do something else? What is your thoughts? I'm not as versed in this Matt Reeves verse. I've watched the Batman fully one time. So what do you think? Where do you think they could go with this? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in this in the comments. Do you think they should focus on the Joker at all? Do you think that's a direction they should be heading in? I just don't think so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. With all that said, I'll catch you all later.